Hello to everyone. This is Jessica Millstone. I'm the Director of Engagement here at BrainPOP and one of the BrainPOP educator team. I'm here today with Michael G. We call him MKG here around the office. He is one of the project developers and managers of the Make a Movie project, which just launched this week, officially Monday, on BrainPOP. I had the pleasure of using it last week with a lot of teachers at the Future of Education conference in Orlando, Florida. So I got a little bit of a preview and was able to give some teachers a preview last week. But we're really excited that you're here today. We're going to get right into it. A little bit about the agenda today. I mentioned we're going to hear about who everybody is. That's what we just finished doing. We're going to talk about what is Make a Movie. A little background on this new feature. It's one of the most, has been historically one of the most requested features and activities to be developed for BrainPOP, and we're so excited that we made it and it's launched. A little bit about how we got here and some of the choices behind the scenes about why BrainPOP Make a Movie looks the way it does. Then we're going to get right into how to use it. So we'll spend about 20 minutes or so looking at how to use Make a Movie, where to find it, some of the requirements in order to use it. It's very important. You have to be logged in with an individual account, which we'll emphasize many times. And then we'll look at a few of the BrainPOP educator resources for getting started with Make a Movie, wrap up with some of your questions, and call it a day. Okay, I'm going to leave it to MKG to take over.
Great. So I see we already had a first question, which is, will Make a Movie be available for BrainPOP Junior? Well, it will eventually. Right now, it's only on BrainPOP. Here you can actually see it on all of our main BrainPOP topic pages. There's a new button on the side with a little new tag, and that indicates Make a Movie. If you click on that, that'll load the tool with the topic preloaded, and it's on every single topic on BrainPOP. And we're excited to start working on the junior and ESL versions for this in the future as well. Although at this point in time, we don't have a specific date. Another re-emphasis on the fact that Make a Movie is only available to individual My BrainPOP accounts. This is so that we can save information, like the recordings, individual student work, and have it submitted and things like that. So if you're not seeing the button on the pages, it's because you need to log into one of those individual My BrainPOP accounts. So wanted to give a little bit of background on the tool before we dive right into it, kind of give you guys a brief load on what's been going on. So Make a Movie's been an idea we've wanted to do for a long time, for years. About 2 years ago, we started a little bit of the research and interviews and finding out kind of what teachers wanted for Make a Movie or some sort of movie making tool on BrainPOP. And a lot of our research came to found out, there's a lot of great movie making tools out there already. Things like iMovie or YouTube even has some movie editing tools, and they're all really powerful, really fantastic. And our goal wasn't necessarily to be better than those tools or do the exact same thing. Early on, we realized we really wanted to give students and teachers the power to make BrainPOP movies, because that's kind of what BrainPOP is. We have a certain style to our movies. We have, Tim and Moby. We have letters. We have, little jokes and fun characters and cartoons. So that became kind of a guiding factor into a lot of the choices we made for Make a Movie, as you'll kind of see as we go through the tool and get a quick demo. Another reminder too, the tool is in beta right now. We're definitely looking to make tons of improvements through it as we go on. We've already gotten tons of suggestions in just this first week that we've already added to our list, and we'd love to hear any more suggestions you guys have. You can tweet it or send it in or find all sorts of ways to get in contact with us. And if you're a CBE, obviously you can leave feedback in our CBE community. So let's see.
Let's go right to demo.
We're gonna jump right into the tool now. Let's see. So you can see here, I'm on the Ada Lovelace topic on BrainPop, and there's a great new Make a Movie button right here. I'm logged in as a teacher, so as a teacher, you can also use this tool to create movies. Probably the easiest way to then display your movies is to show it on a projector or white screen, whiteboard up front, for students to see your movies. When you jump into the Make a Movie tool, the first thing you see is our signature letters, right? So every BrainPop movie begins with a letter, and the letter is actually really important. It helps focus what the topic is going to be. It provides a starting point, and the rest of the movie is going to develop around that letter. So we wanted to make this the starting point for any movies students make as well. You can see I have a few options here. I have answer a letter. So if you click on this, we actually have pre-written letters related to the topics that you can choose if you'd like to. So related to Ada Lovelace, there's a question about, what did the analytical engine do? Or why is Ada Lovelace considered by many to be the first computer programmer? Every single topic has about 2 to 3 letters like this. And there are ways to help you or students think of what they could talk about in their movies. If one of these aren't quite what you're looking for, you can always write your own letter here. And that'll provide you with an empty letter scene where you can type in text. If you do begin with an existing letter, you can always edit it and change it if you need to. It really just helps provide the text beforehand. And you also have the option to edit your latest movie from that topic if you had already been working on one previously. As a teacher, you can also see these extra buttons. So your students won't see these, but as a teacher, you will. There's an option to teach with Make a Movie. This will bring you to our educators website with all sorts of resources to help give you lesson ideas, lesson plans, good practices, tips and tricks. So definitely worth checking out. We'll load it up towards the end of this webinar to show you guys a little bit more about what's on there. And you can also assign Make a Movie. So if you're not already familiar, we have assignments on BrainPop where teachers can assign different features on our site, including Make a Movie, to their students. So they'll have deadlines, and it'll show up in their My BrainPop as a to-do. So that's just the beginning. Let's jump into a movie. I'm going to go ahead and pick the analytical engine question and letter. And this pops me right into Make a Movie. Now, a little bit of the technical stuff behind Make a Movie. We've built it all in HTML5, which means that it should work on all major and updated browsers, which is awesome news. That also includes tablets, although there are a little caveats to them. For example, the iPad currently cannot record audio. We're actually going to be releasing an app version of Make a Movie just for the iPad, hopefully in the coming month. And that will let you record audio along with all the rest of the features of Make a Movie. So stay tuned for that. Let's see. So here I am in Make a Movie. At the top here, we have some of the standard things like saving your movie. You can edit your movie title up here if you click on that. Change the name in case it's not just about Ada Lovelace. Your My Movies button will show you all of your previous movies that you can then click on and edit if you're interested in seeing that library. Next, we see the scene timeline, and this is where you can see basically the status of your entire movie. So right now, I have 2 scenes here. I'm on the second scene, and if I were to click over, this is my letter scene. So you can see that I have a letter here, which is pre-populated, and it says, Dear Michael K. and Movie, what did the analytical engine do? From your friend. The letter scene is currently our only kind of special template letter. And this is because we felt, again, it's very signature from the BrainPop movies. So you can edit your letter, which lets you put in, the salutations, the question, up to 150 characters. You can see just now it auto-saved, which is a fantastic feature. Can't count the number of times I've lost work by not auto-saving.
Which is the other reason why you have to have the individual account in order for it to save to somewhere.
Yes.
You have to be logged in.
Absolutely. So you can write your letter there. And the other nice thing about this feature in particular, especially for younger students, if you click on Add Sound here, which is where you can add sound to your movies, we have two options here, which is allowing you to either use a computer voice. So this is a text-to-speech feature for students who, maybe they don't have a microphone handy, or maybe they're very shy, or maybe there's just words they don't know how to pronounce. Using a computer voice will open up this text field, and it's actually preloaded with the letter, which is fantastic because if you've got slow typers, they can spend a lot of time typing in text. So having this preloaded here is actually something we discovered early on to be very useful in our user tests. We have two voice options here, woman or male voice, both of which, if you try it out, you just click it and it'll process. And you can, preview your audio here. At the bottom, the second main choice is to be able to record your voice. So if you do have a microphone, you'll be able to click that and have up to 30 seconds of audio recorded for every scene. This is great. You can have, if you're working in groups, kids can go back and forth to mimic like a dialogue. Or you can have, one student in particular recording their voice alongside their scenes. So we'll go ahead and click save here. Save our movie. So this was the letter scene. You can also hide or show this scene in particular if for some reason the students, they don't want to create their movie with a letter scene, they can hide that. But we'll keep it here. And we'll jump back to our second scene. And now I'll show you kind of the bulk of the tool. So here I am. On my left, I've got my panel that lets me go through our different main tools, which are build, which lets you build your scene out, add sound, which we saw a glimpse of, which is where you record your voice and audio, annotate, which gives you little tools like circling or arrows or dialogue or text, and drawing, which if you're familiar with our Draw About It tool on Junior, allows you to draw your own pictures to add to your movies. We'll stick on the Build tab to start with. You can see we have the canvas here on the right. So the layout's very similar to Make a Map, which is an awesome tool you should definitely check out. For any image here on the left, it's pre-populated with images from our respective movie. So we came in from the Ada Lovelace topic. All the images here are from the Ada Lovelace movie. So I clicked and drag, or I can click on an object and it'll add it to the canvas. You can manipulate each image by resizing it, rotating it. You can use the little contextual menu to layer objects in front or behind others, which is super useful. You can click to drag to select multiple ones and delete them as needed. We also have little animation clips that we curate for every single topic. So they're indicated by the little play symbol in the corner on the top left. So for example, if I go ahead and drag this one in, it'll take a little bit to load. You can see that we have an image of Ada Lovelace here on the desk, and it's got her, drawing or writing down her notes. So we have those. We are in the process of curating them for every single topic. I think we've covered about 300 or so of our 800 in terms of animations. Pretty much every movie should have regular static images. But the animations we're working on catching up as well. So hopefully pretty soon we should have all of those covered. If you can't find something you're looking for, we have a search. If you click on the search BrainPOP images, this goes through our entire asset library, which is amazing. We have suggested searches, which of course has Mobi, which everyone loves to add to their movies. And we also have related topics. For example, Ada Lovelace, we have related topics as Alan Turing or computer history, computer programming, feminism. So I'll go ahead and click on Mobi. and it puts the text in up here. And we have tons and tons and tons of Mobi images, which everyone loves. I'll go ahead and you can see we have a lot of animations for him too, which are tons of fun. I'm going to go ahead and add this is definitely one of my favorites, which is Mobi eating some cheese whiz. You know, maybe we want to add some other images of cheese. I'll go ahead and type cheese in here. Big cheese fan. Oh man, and pizza. So you can see it's really easy, really intuitive to just add stuff to your scene, to your movie, resize it, and layer it however you'd like. You can then also adjust the background color. We have a whole palette of colors. So I'll go ahead and make this blue. And now I feel pretty happy about this, everything I've got on my scene so far. But maybe it needs some text. If I go down to the Annotate tab, this brings up a whole bunch of tools I can bring in. So for example, I've got some simple shapes like squares or circles or arrows. I'm going to bring in this thought bubble. I think this is actually going to fit in really well with Mobi. I'll put it above Mobi. Maybe even drag this pizza. Oh, it's hidden, but I'll bring it to the front. Throw it in right there. That's what Mobi's really thinking about. Bring in some text. You can see we have two types of text here. So the first one's a simple text box that you can kind of manipulate. So I'll go ahead and type Mobi loves cheese. Oh, we've temporarily paused. Is it still working? Can everyone still see? Yes. All right, perfect. Okay, so we've got the text here. The second one is a label. So if you're familiar with BrainPOP movies, we have, well, of course you're familiar, but we have these labels on every single one that introduce vocabulary words. This is another signature style in BrainPOP movies. We brought it into Make a Movie. So these automatically snap to the left or right of your movie, and they always stay on top of other objects. So I can bring it in, and my special vocabulary word is going to be pizza, because that's what Mobi's thinking about. That's the Annotate tool in a nutshell. Now I think, maybe there's an object in here, a whole pie of pizza. Say I couldn't find it in the library when I was searching for it. Well, I'm going to jump into the Draw tool. You can see it loads up a canvas, and the canvas behind it shows what the scene currently looks like, which provides you a kind of a template so that you know kind of where you're drawing. Down here we have our options, so I'm going to start with this pencil, maybe start with the brown color, actually yellow color. We'll make a circle. I am not a great artist, I apologize beforehand. I'm using a touchpad on a laptop. Go ahead and throw some orange in there. And let's say we make a mistake too. This is actually one of the nice things about this. Oh no, I made a mistake. That's okay. You can undo or redo, which is fantastic. I'm going to throw some blue toppings on this pizza. This is great. This is delicious. Click Save. I've now got this pizza on my movie that interacts just like every other object. Super useful if you can't find an image you're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the top right corner. My scene's all laid out. I've got the colors, I've got the objects, I'm ready to record my voice. Add sound. You'll see a familiar screen to what you were looking at before, where you can either use a computer voice or record my voice. I go ahead and use a computer voice. Hey Mobi, you must love pizza a lot. I'm going to go ahead and play this clip so you guys can hopefully hear it and get an idea of what it sounds like.
Hey Mobi, you must love pizza a lot.
Great. We'll save that. Now we've got two scenes in our movie. Maybe I want to, check it out. I want to see how it's going currently. That's why we've got the preview button up here. So if you click preview, it's going to load up a movie player. I'll go ahead and let this play.
Michael K. and Moby, what did the analytical engine do? From your friend, hey Moby, you must love pizza a lot.
A great movie. This is a masterpiece, everyone. Fantastic.
So as you can see, you can make movies that do have to do with the topic that you started with, or can completely diverge from the topic that you started with.
Now, a couple other things, if maybe you want to add, you've got students who want to add a little polish, a little pizzazz to their movies. We have transitions that you can add between the scenes. So up here, if you click on this little box in between each scene, you can see there's transitions. And by default, it's a cut, but you can do wipes, you can do crossfades, some fun visual things. Another little tip is you can kind of duplicate an existing scene. So that's what this button is on the left. And I now have two scenes that are the same. And maybe I will, delete one of these. And now you've got two scenes that are pretty similar, but kind of jump between without images. That's like a little trick that you can do for these little subtle differences between scenes. I'll click add scene, add a fourth scene, maybe throw in, some other things like some more cheeses. So many cheeses. All sorts of cheeses. Love it. Let's see, what else? I mean, that's a lot of the functionality in a nutshell. You can tell it's pretty simple, which was a big focus of our design. We wanted it to be easy enough for kids to create their own movies within a single class period if they really wanted to, but also have enough depth and personality and customization where if you wanted this to be, over the course of a couple classes, there'd be plenty of content and features that they could play around with. Good question. So from Barbara, she asked, do students submit to teacher? Yes, students can absolutely submit to a teacher.
Can you log out? And
Yes. I am logged in as a teacher right now, which is why you don't see this button. But I'm going to go ahead and log out, give you guys a glimpse. Log in with my student account. And go ahead back into Ada Lovelace. So you can see the student, gets the same button we saw earlier. We'll go ahead and go into this empty movie I had. But you can submit to your teacher. It's a button that all students will see. And just like a lot of our other major features that you can submit, you can choose which class if you're in multiple classes. So I might submit to MKG class. And it is now submitted to the teacher.
After you submit, can they edit?
Yes, good question. So the question is, after you submit, can you edit and resubmit to another teacher? Yes, you can. Let me go ahead and show you. So I'm in my BrainPOP. See, on the timeline. So you can see I actually have, you worked on the Adjectives movie project. I'm going to go ahead and submit this one. Real quick. Submitted, boom. You can see this movie project. It's grayed out because it's been submitted. This specific one has been submitted to a teacher, but that's okay. You click view, the edit button is still there. I'm going to click that. That'll load the movie. It'll create a duplicate of the movie. So I've got this new copy. I've got this new one. Let's, throw in some sunglasses. We'll save that. We'll submit this to a different class, maybe my science class. Click OK. We'll go into my BrainPOP. And you can see there's actually now two movie projects, Adjectives. The first one, so that means that the first one you submitted, stays constant. So whatever you had submitted, that doesn't get changed. Then your new one you submitted, that becomes the project that you submitted to the second teacher. So you can submit it to multiple teachers. Another question. Let's see. Can students make a movie about a subject that doesn't already exist on BrainPOP? Absolutely. The best way to do that is to go ahead and pick maybe a topic closely related to whatever subject you're thinking about. that provides, a good starting base of assets. So, if I wanted to talk about language, I decided adjectives might be a good starting point. You can go ahead and click Write New, which will give you a blank letter. You can change the title. So instead of adjectives, I decided this is really about language. And you can, again, search through our BrainPOP images. You'll have to utilize a lot of that to find what you're looking for. But in this case, it might be, if I search for language, I get a whole bunch of results. And maybe these are all, ones I'm looking for. Or, pencil or notebook. So through that method, you can create movies about other topics and subjects. How does the teacher provide feedback? Great question. This is the same as our other features on BrainPOP. I'm going to go ahead and log back into my teacher account to show you this. But for anything that you can submit on BrainPOP, including maps or playful assessments or games, as a teacher, when you're in your My Classes button, you can see Michael G submitted a movie on Adjectives Movie Project. How convenient. This button on the right, this little dialogue with a pencil, if you click on that, that will give you a view of that student's movie. So you can actually preview it right here. I'm going to show you that. Click play. It plays the whole movie in your browser. I'm going to go ahead and pause that. But down here, you can leave comments directly. And this is true for almost anything that's submitted to a teacher. So great movie. Submit that to the student. Yes, I want to send it. And when the student goes back into their timeline and looks at their project they submitted, they're going to see that they had feedback from you, the teacher. I may have missed this. Can you put text across the screen and then have it change? For example, a sentence with a word that changes color. Good question, Kristen. We do not have dynamic text like that in Make a Movie. So text cannot change color midway through a scene. The best way to potentially mimic that is using that sort of duplicate scene trick I had talked about, where you can duplicate a scene and then the only difference between them is you change the color of the text in the second scene. Let's see.
And there's a lot of questions about BrainPOP Junior, making this accessible to younger students. Are younger students using this? Are younger students logging into BrainPOP and using Make a Movie that way?
Yes. So as long as your subscription has access to the main BrainPOP product, your junior students can totally log on to BrainPOP and use Make a Movie.
And there are actually quite a few topics that cross over both BrainPOP Junior and BrainPOP. A recent one is Martin Luther King Jr. So we have a BrainPOP Junior movie on that. We also have a BrainPOP movie on Martin Luther King Jr. So you could access Make a Movie through that topic. And maybe you show the BrainPOP Junior movie as a group to your students, and then you have them log in and use Make a Movie on BrainPOP in order to make the movie itself.
Another question was, can text drop to another line? Or does it only stay horizontal in the text box? That's a great question. We actually originally allowed text to drop to the next line and actually continue on for quite a while. And what we realized is that students tended to write paragraphs for their movies. And we actually made a conscious design decision to try and stay away from that, or at least discourage it. So our text field only stays on one line and does have a character limit, although students can get around it by adding multiple text fields to their movies. Junior assets, I believe, yes, they are available. I think you have to search for them manually, since we don't have Make a Movie tied to specific junior topics. Let's see what other questions we got. Can you make a movie by logging in with a school district account, or must you sign up individually? You must sign up individually. This is only for individual My BrainPOP accounts.
So your school or district account you're eligible to create those individual accounts. Anyone who has a school-wide subscription is able to create their own individual teacher accounts and their classes. And then have their students all, create their individual accounts that are associated with your classes. And we have a ton of information on that on our educators website, educators.brainpop.com.
Is there an HTML code associated with the movies so they can be embedded on the school's website or blog? That's a great question. Right now, there isn't. There's a lot of reasons for that. Big ones, privacy concerns and personal information. And we're working our hardest in the beta to make sure we provide both a safe and fun and interactive tool. So that's something we're actually taking a lot of thought into how we provide any sort of sharing functionality in the future. But for right now, for the beta, we do not have that ability. Let's see. There is one question. Sorry. Students can't share with parents unless they come to school. Students can log in with their individual accounts at home, actually, and then show it to their parents that way. It'll be, saved to their accounts. Could we do a screencast of the BrainPOP Make a Movie to share it, or does that break copyright laws?
It's actually not the copyright laws that it's violating. It's right now with our privacy policy, we don't allow the exporting of BrainPOP movies. So we can't officially endorse any way to do that. And I will leave it at that.
Let's see. Here's a whole.
But we do realize that is going to be a major ask of our teachers and our students, is that ability to share these movies once they're made.
Can you play a sample movie you made from beginning to end? Yeah, I think at the end, maybe after we finish the questions, I can load up a movie I've made just for fun to show you guys an example. But I'll do that later. With the last slide made with BrainPOP, a teacher's allowed to export. We talked about exporting. It would make a great parent presentation. Thanks for that. Yep. Yeah. When you archive a class, does the kid's video save? That's a great question.
If it's part of your classes, it should archive along with everything else. There wouldn't be a specific reason. It wouldn't be a specific reason why it wouldn't, because it does show up in your timeline, the student's timeline and the teacher's classes. But that's a good one for us to go back to, and we'll get back to you, Mike Jones, with that.
Is there a time limit on the movies? Sort of. There's a scene limit, and these are all actually numbers we're playing with. We're seeing kind of how our users respond. So you can add up to 20 scenes to your movie, and each scene can have up to 30 seconds. So theoretically, you can have 600 seconds, so like a 5-minute video. If I did that right, I might have counted 10-minute video. Sorry, math is hard. So that's our current cap. However, we are playing around with those numbers. The movies and feedback that we get from you guys and from all our other users is going to help adjust that. Maybe we increase the scene or decrease the limit. We want to make sure that the file sizes are also manageable for saving. We recognize that, not every class out there has high-speed internet or reliable connections. So, allowing large amount of items and objects and audio means that you might get poorer experiences.
We just had a great idea building on the ability to archive the movies, that would be a way to have examples and use the Make a Movie, teacher-made Make a Movies as instructional materials with your class. One of the inspirations for this, just anecdotally, is that, we've always known that teachers make their own BrainPOP movies with their students in the classroom, and we see them all the time on YouTube. They're incredibly inspiring to us to see the kids dressing up like Tim and Moby and explaining something, either a topic that they learned about on BrainPOP or just in their other classes. And so we just really wanted to provide the forum and some of the images and keywords and assets that we've created over the years to let kids do it in an even more kind of professional environment and make something that's really great that they can save and show and work on over time in their classroom. We're going to wrap up in just about 5 minutes. What I wanted, we just saw save the movie again. That's another great aspect of it, this auto save feature. We would love to show you the BrainPOP Educator website. We can't access it from our office right now because of a firewall issue, but educators.brainpop.com is live right now, and you can go there. And we have a plethora of support materials on Make a Movie. We have a getting started guide. We have some implementation ideas and materials. We have a whole team of educators here in-house that have come up with ideas about how you can use it across the curriculum and really interdisciplinary ways, basically drawing on assets from many different topics to create an explainer video that shows some of the connections and the relationships between different topics on BrainPOP. One thing we can show you that's accessible is the contextual help video. And it's something that we actually have on all of our tools. Make a Map has a contextual help video, SnapThought, all the tools that you might be using with BrainPOP content. If you see this little question mark that we're highlighting right now, that's where you can find a little how-to video. And this is something that you can have your students look at. You can show it to them in class. So we'll just show it to you briefly so you can see where to find it.
Make a Movie invites you to create your very own BrainPOP-style movie. You'll start each movie with a letter. Write your own or pick one of ours. You can edit your letter at any time in the letter scene, or you can choose to skip the letter altogether by clicking Hide. Based on the topic of your movie, we'll start you off with some suggestions from images and animation clips. Simply click or drag to place them in your scene. If you don't see what you want, try searching the BrainPOP image library. Select an object to see more options like scale, rotate, or delete. Compose your scene by moving objects in front of or behind other objects. Adding shapes, text, and labels to your movie is a cinch. Use them to help explain or highlight ideas in your movie scene. Use the drawing tool to create your own pictures, like a cool background or illustration. Let your imagination go wild. The timeline lets you add, delete, copy, and shuffle scenes. You can even change each transition effect. Tell your story by recording your own voice, or use a text-to-speech computerized voice. The background color can be changed on each scene, and you can preview the audio you've recorded. Click the preview button at any time to watch your movie. You can also load and edit any movies you've worked on before. Students can submit movie projects to their teachers. Teachers can view submitted movies and leave feedback for students. Teachers can also assign movie projects for students to complete. Make a Movie is a robust tool for students and teachers alike. Have fun exploring on your own, or learn more on BrainPOP Educators.
So again, all of our features, major features, have this contextual help video, anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes, that will give a brief introduction about them if you ever need to get a quick rundown. We also have screencast tutorials on all of our features on Educators for all of our features, so that's another resource if you want to get a little more in-depth.
I posted the link to the Educators website, specifically to the Make a Movie section, educators.brainpop.com/make-movie-teaching-resources with an S on the end. I forgot it the first time, and thank you, MKG, for catching that. Mm-hmm. We're really excited to hear about all the people who are going to be doing this right away with their students. Thank you very much for coming. And if you want to get in touch with us directly, I'm Jessica M. at BrainPOP, and MKG is mkg@brainpop.com. We're both on Twitter. You can find us at those handles. And feel free to email info@brainpop.com with any kind of subscription information you might need around setting up those individual student and teacher accounts. We hope this tool really encourages you to do that. And somebody already made a movie during the webinar. Yay.
That's how easy it is.
Extra star, Shannon Brace. Thank you for doing that. And it was really nice to meet all of you.